Well, no, we're doing it. What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, where we talk about news, games, and sandwich a little fun in between. I'm your host, Timothy DeRoe, and joining me this week is your boy, Michael Clare, giggly as ever. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I feel like a tomato.
I think we're both pretty red right now. Oh, we couldn't. I don't know why, but going into that intro is just so funny. I think how far are we? 5 minutes and 20 seconds into recording, and we just. Oh yeah, this is rough. Today we're going to talk about the Game Awards, Cyberpunk 2077, and epilepsy somehow becoming controversial because it's the internet. But before we talk about that, a little bit of housekeeping for you. We are on YouTube now, so if you're listening in your audio feed and you want to put some faces to some voices, you can go over to youtube.com/syncedupod. And subscribe to that feed there to watch the video version and also catch our impressions content. This last Friday, we just released a Cyberpunk 2077 impressions video that you can go watch right now. Or if you just want to keep listening to audio, you could still go over there and subscribe and hit the like button just to get our numbers up. Also, if you're on YouTube, and you've already done that, but you don't want to see our faces anymore because they're dumb, you can go over to your favorite podcasting service and search Synced Up Podcast and look for the blue and white logo. New episodes go up in both of those feeds at 7 a.m. Central Time Zone. Gang. Also, the impressions content, there's no schedule for that. That shit Absolutely is not. Random. You can also write into the show at syncedupod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns that you would like read on the show or not read on the show. Maybe just read in private. Someone, Spencer Trevette, has done that multiple times because he's a super fan and we appreciate him. You can also follow us on Twitter at SyncedUpPod to keep up to date with all of our content and stuff that we're doing across the board, whether that's streaming, making videos, anything that we're doing, you can keep up with it there. Also, our personal Twitters at Timothy DeRoe and at The Coast is Claire. And if you're here from the promotion of MinMax, this is probably the last time I'm going to say this. Welcome. We appreciate you. We love you. And if you're here from the first one and you're still here, thank you for riding with us, and I hope you keep riding with us into 2021. So let's get right into it.
Yes, sir. The
Game Awards 2020. Every game announcement and reveal. Get caught up in all the news from the show. This is from Felicia Miranda at IGN. She graciously recapped the show, and we're going to talk about that. So anyone who wants an update on our predictions episode that we did, Mike and I actually tied 9-9, which was kind of crazy.
I had a huge early.
I think it was 8-3 or 7-3.
7-3.
And then I came back and we tied it 9-9. And I had made a bet earlier in the thing, or we did the Taco Bell, but I made a bet that if he doubled my score, I would buy Taco Bell for everyone in the house. And then we tied, so we just split Taco Bell for everyone in the house. That was a lot of Taco Bell.
It was.
Even though they forgot. What did they forget?
Quesadilla.
They forgot a quesadilla. You hate to see it. And also, anyone wondering who won the Game of the Year, Last of Us 2 won the Game of the Year. Well deserved, if you ask me. Well deserved. Well, I was going to say if you ask everyone, but that's not completely true.
Absolutely not true at all.
Watching that YouTube chat, that shit was rough, man. I'm so glad we had to mute that. But let's get right into it. So there is a plethora of announcements from the Game Awards. I'm going to need you to strap in to listen to this big old list.
Speedrun.
Devolver Digital announces Loop Hero. Indie publisher Devolver Digital announces a new deck-building roguelite from 4 Quarters called Loop Hero. Chia, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, TCHIA, announced a new game called Chia, inspired by New Caledonia, was announced, and it looks to be a bright and colorful open-world island adventure. That one's the one where she was like taking over the crabs and shit.
Yeah.
And we were like, whoa, that was cool.
Interesting.
Sea of Solitude comes to the Nintendo Switch with a director's cut on March 4th, 2021. Focus Home Interactive reveals Shady Part of Me, featuring stunning dark water-type graphics and a dreamy atmosphere. Shady Part of Me is now available on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. It's very Contrast the PS Plus launch title.
Was this the one where you play your shadows?
PS4.
Right?
Yeah. Near Replicant version 1.22474487139 ... gameplay revealed. Our first look at the upcoming updated version of Near Replicant was revealed, and it's now available for pre-order. It's due to launch next year on April 23rd. I actually can't wait to play that. I'm kind of stoked for that.
Yeah, I'd like to enter that franchise sometime soon.
Century Age of Ashes was revealed. Age of Ashes. A medieval fantasy game called Century Age of Ashes was revealed, showing off gameplay where you ride dragons and engage in PvP combat. It's scheduled to arrive in February 2021. Sephiroth was announced as a new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter, and we're actually going to show you the reveal trailer because it is so badass.
It is.
Keeping in tradition, Nintendo has revealed another fighter coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it's none other than Final Fantasy VII's One-Winged Angel, Sephiroth. This exciting new addition is coming in December 2020. So show the people the revealed, because I also just want to watch it again. Full screen us. Bada bing. Can they hear it? I hope they can hear it. Is it? Okay. Scroll on the thing so I can make sure. Scroll up.
Yeah, it should be. It's at the top usually.
No, not that.
Not that.
Not that. Go over to the right. Scroll up.
Scroll up.
Okay, yeah. Here, we're good to go. This shit is so cool, dude. I remember when this was happening. Who are we? We were hoping it, not hoping. We thought it was Jonesy
Yeah, I
from
thought it
Fortnite.
was Fortnite guy.
And then turns out it was not. And then who are we? I can't remember who all we were saying right here.
Right here, I don't think I had any guess. I think it was just like, what the heck?
What's happening? Yeah, because it's, altering the timeline of Smash Bros.
I
the
think
story.
realistically I wanted Sora, but then I
Yeah.
saw Sephiroth. I was
But
like, oh.
once you hear this coming in, you're like, oh shit, it's Sephiroth.
Yeah, you start hearing One Winged Angel.
Yeah. And, oh yeah, bro. Oh, this shit's so
It's one of the
intense.
most badass reveals they've done.
I know. I'm just waiting for the still that's getting shared everywhere. The classic. He looks so good too.
He really does. I'm very curious to see how his kid is. Like, he's a very cool character, but I feel like his gameplay might be a little lame.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know, man. He's the Lord of Darkness, dude.
He is, but like, doesn't mean his kid's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's true. He gets a big ass sword though, and he
Yeah.
can stick it
Okay.
into
So
walls.
it definitely seems like he'll have a meter thing like Joker does, because
Mhm.
you realize right here he doesn't have his wing,
Yeah.
and then later on he does.
And then the cutting the stage in half thing, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah. His up smash looks ridiculous.
Yeah, that up smash does look ridiculous. New stage, looking nice. Gotta love it. Classic reference to
Shout
Final
out.
Fantasy VII. Don't want to spoil that though. Yeah,
Yeah.
right
And then
here.
it looks like he takes another form here.
where he become what is it? What form is that called?
One Winged Angel. Right?
No, there's a specific name for it. That's the name of the song, but it's called like the something form.
I don't know.
The fucking
Omega.
the death god form. I don't know. He becomes a badass. Just that's all you need to know.
And then the scene's so cool.
Oh, right here. Boom! When we thought he killed Mario, I really thought he killed Mario.
I thought he did too.
I was like, Nintendo didn't just have them kill Mario, but no, he's still alive. He's got hooked on the overall. I could watch this scene
and then
from-
Mario just gets flown out.
Yeah, I could watch this scene from 7 Remake probably a million times.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a phenomenal scene.
And then you get an update to one of
Skadoosh.
Cloud's finishers coming up here.
If he's playing against Sephiroth, he has a specific Final Smash, which is also a cool addition. Skadoosh. He also comes out this month. When does the thing?
Sakurai does something on the 17th, I think.
Okay.
Kind of showing off
Which
the
is
character.
in how many days?
And they didn't show in
4
that
days?
clip, but it looks like there's going to be an update to the story
Yeah.
about Spirits World Light. I
Mhm.
forget what it's called.
World
it's-
of Light.
Is it World Light?
I think so.
But it looks like there's going to be a new map or something,
Mhm.
which is super cool.
A cinematic trailer for the new Perfect Dark was revealed, coming from the studio The Initiative. A cinematic trailer for a new Perfect Dark game featuring some cool first-person eco sci-fi visuals was shown. The developers confirmed the game is still early in development. That was kind of out of left field.
Mhm.
Was very exciting though. Back 4 Blood revealed. The creators of Left 4 Dead, Turtle Rock, finally revealed Back 4 Blood, a first-person zombie shooter with co-op. It's launching June 2021. You couldn't be more on the nose with how Left 4 Dead this game
Blatantly
is.
a sequel
And it
to
looks
Left 4 Dead without being
Spiritual
called
successor at least, and
Mhm.
yeah, it looks like everything you would want out of a modern day Left 4 Dead. I'm not
Yep.
gonna lie. Hood Outlaws and Legends release date announced. A new trailer revealed medieval multiplayer game Hood Outlaws and Legends is launching on May 10th, 2021 for PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. If you pre-order it, you get early access to the game starting on May 7th.
Mhm.
Scavengers opens closed beta. Free-to-play action shooter Scavengers opened up a closed beta today. You can sign up on their official website if you would like. Forza and Cyberpunk did a crossover. Forza Horizon 4 is getting a Cyberpunk 2077 vehicle.
Mhm.
It will be available for free starting on December 11th. The Callisto Protocol announced from the creators of Dead Space, which before I noticed it was from them, I was like, oh, this is very Dead
Yeah.
Space-like. Glenn Schofield, from the creators of Dead Space, Glenn Schofield, comes a new sci-fi horror game called The Callisto Protocol. It will launch in 2022 for Xbox Series X, PS5,
Way too scary
and
for me.
PC. It looked intense, and he said, we set out to make the scariest game of all time, is
Mhm.
what he said. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide gameplay revealed. Fast Shark gave us our first look at Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide gameplay, an upcoming 4-player co-op game. It's classic Warhammer. You know
Yep,
what, you
looks
love it.
Exactly the same.
Open Roads announced. Annapurna Interactive and Fulbright dropped the world premiere of Open Roads. Open Roads looks to be a narrative-driven experience that centers around a mother and a daughter's road trip. Now, is this the...
This is the one where you're in the car.
Yeah, but is this the one that's... what's the word? Jesus. Procedurally generated? Is that this one?
No. That's a different one.
Is that a new one?
Because the one that's procedurally generated is like a roguelite.
Yeah,
is a story
but
one.
it had something to do with a car, too, though.
Yeah, that's different. You'll get to it.
Will I?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are you positive?
100%.
I'm looking through. I don't see it. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't tell if this is that one or not. Maybe,
going.
maybe not. Disco Elysium gets a final cut. A free upgrade of Disco Elysium, dubbed the Final Cut, is coming to consoles in 2021. The Final Cut upgrade will have a voiceover for every line and new quests, which is dope. They didn't have full VO last time. Also, in that same vein, it will be on PS5 exclusively for the first couple of months starting in March, I believe. A new look at Dragon Age 4. BioWare finally gave us a sneak peek at Dragon Age 4. It looks to confirm the return of some fan favorite characters. What's that guy's name, Jordan? The guy who's in that trailer? Solus. Solus was the guy that got shown. Endless Dungeon announced. Roguelite tactical game and spiritual successor to Endless. Endless Dungeon is coming to console and PC from the guys who develop all the Endless games. Endless Space, Endless Legend. They're also developing Humankind. This one looks pretty cool. Crimson Desert first gameplay trailer revealed. We were given a lengthy first look at some Crimson Desert gameplay. This upcoming open-world action-adventure game is set to launch in 2021 for PC and consoles. Also, Overcooked gets a new chef. Swedish Chef from the Muppets is available now on Overcooked as a playable new chef. That was a cool reveal and makes perfect sense. Stunning indie game Season is revealed. An indie game coming to from Scavenger Studios and featuring some Studio Ghibli-like visuals called Season was announced for the PS5. And I cannot express how excited I am for this game.
Yeah, I am too.
It looks really fucking good. And just the art style, the music and everything, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited
Can't
for this
wait.
one.
I've watched this trailer multiple times, and I cannot wait for this to come out. Call of Duty Black Ops Warzone gets a Season 1 trailer. Activision revealed some new details about the mini updates coming to Season 1 of Call of Duty Black Ops Warzone. The trailer also showed us our first look at a new Warzone map called Rebirth Island. Very small. Arc 2 announced. Now, this was a moment.
Fast and the Furious.
Arc 2 was announced with a trailer featuring Vin Diesel and two tribes going head-to-head as they barely escape the hungry jaws of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Arc, the animated series, was also announced, featuring an origin story based on the game. And that animated series has a rockstar cast. I can't remember all the people that are in it, but I remember
there was a lot.
Like 8 or 9 notable games, Vin Diesel included. The Arc team has money, apparently, and Vin Diesel, I guess, continuing to work in the gaming industry.
Yeah, I've been saying. They got that Roblox money.
It was so weird seeing
people
Vin
don't know
Diesel.
about it. Well, it was just so confusing because nobody knew what the game was. And I think someone said Arc at the very end of the trailer. And the trailer was like 4 minutes.
Because we were all like, Turok?
Yeah.
But there's no guns.
That doesn't make sense.
There's no guns.
Vin Diesel just be doing stuff.
He just be doing stuff. Fall Guys got a Season 3 trailer. The developers of Fall Guys revealed a new Season 3 trailer showing off some of the new winter-themed content coming to the game. Cool stuff there. Outriders got a new trailer. Square Enix and People Can Fly's 3-player co-op shooter set in a desperate sci-fi universe was shown off. It's due to arrive on February 2nd, 2021 for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and PC. Evil Dead, the game, announced the horror franchise Evil Dead is coming to gaming platforms. The trailer featured 4 different playable characters taking on supernatural monsters in the woods. You know what? You love it. Evil Dead. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection announced for the Nintendo Switch. A Nintendo Switch is getting Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection on February 25th, 2021, which was cool. I'm not going to play it.
Pretty garbage, though.
It looked doo-doo. A new look at Returnal. PlayStation Studios' Returnal gets a new gameplay trailer and release date of March 19th, 2021 for the PS5, a lot sooner than expected. Seems to be, now that we actually know what the gameplay is like, a roguelike, which we assumed.
But like a very cinematic one.
A very cinematic third-person shooter. Semi-bullet hell looked like almost as well. So that looked nice. It Takes Two first gameplay trailer revealed. Hazelight showed off their upcoming project It Takes Two with an action-packed trailer filled with adorable split-screen 2-player co-op. It's due to launch on March 26, 2021. This is from the creators of A Way Out and Brothers.
This looked like Rom-Com the game.
Yeah, I'm super into it. Super into it.
It wasn't that funny.
That's the I can't think of his name right now, but the Fuck the Oscars guy from the Game Awards.
Friend of the Game Awards.
Friend of the Game Awards. Creator of A Way Out and Brothers, 2 very good games.
Yep.
Showed off this new take on which looks like couples therapy, but in a multiplayer game. Super Meat Boy Forever gets a release date. Team Meat has announced their upcoming game, Super Meat Boy Forever, is coming to the Epic Games Store on December 23rd, 2020. Oddworld Soulstorm coming spring 2021. A new trailer for the upcoming installment of the Oddworld series revealed a release window of spring 2021 with PS4, PS5, and the Epic Games Store as launch platforms. The Elder Scrolls Online Gates of Oblivion was announced. Teaser for the next expansion for Elder Scrolls Online called Gates of Oblivion was shown. A global reveal event is scheduled for January 21st, 2021. It looked quite cool. A new trailer for Monster Hunter Rise and an upcoming demo was announced. The new trailer not only showed off some of the new monsters, but also announced an upcoming limited-time demo planned for January. Among Us got their new map. We finally got a look at the new Among Us map that was teased about a month ago, and it's scheduled to arrive in early 2021. It was revealed that it's an ode to the Top At Clan airship from Innersloth's Henry Stickmin game. Also, Jeff Keighley is a new mask available in the game, which is cool. Master Chief came to Fortnite. A new hunter is coming to Fortnite Island, and his name is Master Chief. The famous Halo character is now available to purchase as a skin for a total of 1,500 V-Bucks. The Walking Dead's Daryl and Michonne will also be getting added on December 16th, and worth noting, they are also bringing the Blood Gulch map to Fortnite.
How much money do you think they've made alone off that skin?
A lot.
It's gotta be so much.
100%. Well, I guess it's not out yet. No, it is. Yeah, it's available. Michonne and them are not available yet. So, yeah, probably a lot. Same with Kratos.
Oh, for sure.
Scarlet Nexus release window announced. Bandai Namco announced their upcoming anime action RPG is arriving in the summer of 2021. You can't have an event without a Bandai Namco anime game. Just Cause is coming to mobile. The explosive action game is making its debut on mobile devices. No release date has been revealed yet. I don't know how they're going to pull that off, but okay. First look at Ruined King, a League of Legends story. We were given the first look at Ruined King gameplay. The turn-based RPG set in the League of Legends universe is coming in 2021. And then finally, to cap off the show, Mass Effect got a teaser trailer. It's confirmed. The Mass Effect series will continue, and it looks like maybe Liara T'Soni plays a role in the next sci-fi adventure. We patiently await more information. Cannot wait for this. Super excited. Super excited. So that was the Game Awards. And to talk about our own personal thoughts on the Game Awards, I think it was the best Game Awards to date.
I'd have to go back and look at past announcements and see what the standard is, but this was super good.
It was really good.
You had some really big announcements. I think the standouts are probably Mass Effect, the Master Chief and Fortnite thing.
That was funny.
And Sephiroth.
With the
Red versus Blue was involved. You just had a lot of big moments like that were really cool. This is a moment in gaming culture that's special.
You had all those big guys on stage, Tom Holland, Brie Larson.
Even smaller stuff.
They were there just slightly. Some upsets. No Man's Sky winning best ongoing game. That was super cool. Watching Sean Murray put a beer down. Like, oh shit. I didn't expect this, and he had nothing prepared, and he was like, "Damn, Jeff. Usually Fortnite wins this. I don't know what to say." And that was cool. Laura Bailey crying while accepting an award speech.
You had 3 great musical performances.
Eddie Vedder was very good.
Both make that 4, because you had the Persona 1, the Mario 1, Eddie Vedder, and then the orchestral Game of the Year performance.
Well, those are the same that did the Mario and the orchestral ones. Same people,
but different performances.
Different performances. Eddie Vedder was nice. Of course, the Persona one was also pretty nice. Announcing
Wooper Watch.
Yeah, Wooper Watch happened. There was a lot of cool stuff. It was a solid 4 hours. The pacing was really good. I was never bored. It seemed like there was announcements for everyone. A lot of diversity in the announcements here. A little bit for everybody. If you're into Fortnite, you got some stuff there. If you're into old nostalgic stuff, Ghosts and Goblins, Back 4 Blood.
I think most people should have something to look forward to.
Yeah, there was at least something for everyone coming out of this.
If you're a Nintendo fanboy and you don't like Sephiroth, maybe you had a bad time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Otherwise, you probably had a great time.
Yeah, but all in all, it was a good Game Awards.
Yeah.
Among Us left with some awards. Hades left with some awards. Final Fantasy VII winning soundtrack of the year. A lot of good things won this year, which was very nice.
I think who got snubbed. Probably Animal Crossing. I don't think they won anything.
Animal Crossing won Best Family Game.
Oh, it did. Doom Eternal then.
Doom Eternal did not win anything. Which I wouldn't call it a snub, man. It was just a good year for gaming.
Maybe audio design, man.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 swept the awards, of course, with 6 or 7 wins. Caused the YouTube chat to, of course, go crazy with quote rigged, quote busted, yada yada yada. Not understanding exactly how these things are voted on.
I don't get that side of the culture, because
it's an ignorance.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't want Last of Us to win, but it's not a problem that it did. I understand why.
Your favorite game got recognition. It's on the nominations list.
People see nominations as if you don't win your game,
it was pointless. Yeah, and that's just not the case. It got nominated. It got put on the national stage, and it didn't win the final award, but it was there. And I think it just comes down to an ignorance of people not understanding how the Game Awards is actually voted on.
Yeah.
It comes from a panel of journalistic entities, not journalists, that send in votes for each of their specific picks. And then those picks, end up getting voted on and win. It's something like 180 to 190 different outlets. And IGN as an entity gets 1 vote. So if you listen to any of the IGN podcasts, they'll tell you how they do it every time. All the IGN journalists come together in the war room. They discuss, and they vote. And whichever one gets the most votes, that's the 1 vote that IGN sends in. And so it's not rigged. Jeff Keighley isn't up there pulling strings to make stuff win or this or that. It's always classic. Same thing as the Oscars, same thing as the Emmys. I personally see this one as extremely different from those shows. Personally, anything can win up there. I mean, No Man's Sky won Best Ongoing Game, and Hades, a game from Supergiant, frankly a small team. Little bitty game by little bitty people was up there on the big stage and won an award. So
Yeah.
there, whatever. It wasn't rigged, and it was a good show. We like to see all our games, I guess, except for Doom, at least pull something out of it,
Yeah.
which was nice. But on from the Game Awards, whew, that was a long one. Sorry for that
I'm
one.
proud.
Cyberpunk 2077, on to that. We're going to do a review roundup, and then we're also going to talk about epilepsy in the back half, and then I will give my personal thoughts on the game, Mike, as well.
At the end?
After this Cyberpunk section.
Oh, you're not going to do it at what we've been playing?
No,
If that's the case, we're not. Skip that section.
I would rather just do it right now. So, Cyberpunk 2077 review roundup graciously provided by GameSpot. So, GameSpot themselves gave it a 7 out of 10. This is from Callie Plaguey. She was a topic of discussion this week, but we don't have to get into that because I think it is dumb.
Very.
It's hard to get into Cyberpunk 2077 worlds in general. So much of it is superficial set dressing, and there's so much happening all around you. Ads going off at all times, gunfights breaking out in the streets, texts coming in about cars you'll never buy, that a lot of the game feels superfluous. My bad. The side quests and the characters they showcase are the shining beacon through the neon-soaked bleakness of Night City, and they give you room to explore the best core RPG mechanics have to offer. These are what carried me through an otherwise disappointing experience. IGN 9 out of 10 from Tom Marks. Cyberpunk 2077 kicks you into its beautiful and dazzlingly dense cityscape with few restrictions. It offers a staggering amount of choice on how to build your character, approach quests, and confront enemies, and your decisions can have a tangible and natural feeling impact on both the world around you and the stories of the people who inhabit it. These stories can be emotional, funny, dark, exciting, and sometimes all of those things at once. The main quest may be shorter than expected when taken on its own, and it's not always clear what you need to do to make meaningful changes to its finale, but the multitude of side quests available almost from the start can have a surprisingly powerful effect on the options you have when you get there. It's a shame that frustratingly frequent bugs can occasionally kill an otherwise well-set mood, but Cyberpunk 2077's impressive flexible design makes it a truly remarkable RPG. One last one here. PC Gamer gave it a 78 out of 100. This is from James Davenport. It's the kind of game I'd upgrade for, though, because Cyberpunk is a technical stunner, and seeing your friends in high definition is worth the ask. Sure, The Witcher 3 was funnier, more clever, and subversive, but with better dialogue on the whole. But I'm taken by how relentlessly hopeful Cyberpunk is. Its exploration of a techno-capitalist future relies heavily on genre tropes, with everyone from punks to dirty cops playing the part established way back in William Gibson's Neuromancer. But Cyberpunk 2077 remains a loving, faithful treatment of the genre, and one that constantly urged me to look for the silver lining in every shit-soaked gutter. I found it moving and life-affirming in the final moments, even in the face of near-certain death and a relentless onslaught of bugs. I suppose it's an appropriate thematic through line, though. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game about V coming apart at the seams, and a city coming apart at the seams, and the game coming apart at the seams. Play it in a few months. Which I think
that last sentence is probably the most important one.
It's very fair. So, before we get into the epilepsy fiasco, let's actually just talk about our thoughts on the game because we're already right here. So, I am 41 to 42 hours into Cyberpunk. It came out on Thursday. This is Sunday.
18 to 20.
I've put in a relentless amount of hours. My ass has been firmly planted in that couch over there for a very long time playing this game.
It was very warm when I sat in.
And I have to say, my controversial take on Cyberpunk 2077 is it's damn good.
Controversial.
I think Cyberpunk 2077 is really good. I think it's an incredible game. I think it's possibly a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't plagued with the ridiculous amount of bugs that it has. And I think you agreed with that sentiment. It really is solid and really good, but it's buggy.
I think this game, if it didn't have the hype, like if everybody wasn't talking this game up for years,
and it just came out, game of the year probably.
Yeah, I think there's just that it fell short of expectations, even just by a little bit. That it just kind of sours the experience a little bit.
Yeah.
There are some things where it's like, I don't feel like I'm changing the world around me. I feel like Cyberpunk world stays the same. The 20 hours I put in. And there's some points here. Obviously, the bugs are
very.
They take you out of the
prevalent
game sometimes.
And I will say, if you're rocking the old gen consoles, you might pause and wait on this one until you can pick yourself up a next gen console because it seems to be running quite poorly.
You might wait till the next gen update is out.
Because on next gen, I have had my numerous cases of. I had my first game hard crash earlier. I've had a relentless amount of bugs of like audio no longer coming in, text coming in out of order,
Or
cars being stuck in the ground.
Quest NPCs falling through the ground, so I have to go back 10 minutes in a save.
Yep.
Like it's not stuff that's just like I'm gonna stop playing this game. It's just a little annoying stuff.
Few game breaking ones, but a lot of audio glitches, visual glitches.
It's a wonderful game that's just a little tainted.
Getting in a car with an AI and them giving you a ride and watching them just run into shit. And it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. It's supposed to be an emotional moment.
You walk up to someone and they just start T-posing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that where because my heart says like
it's
9 out of 10.
Slightly pulls you out of it.
Yeah.
Just slightly. And it's enough to be annoying.
Yeah.
But despite that, I am enjoying my time with it.
And like people were giving Callie a lot of crap for the 7 out of 10. And I think that's fair. I think for some people this game will be a 7 out of 10, a 6 out of 10.
And they were giving her more crap because of her saying she didn't do any of the cop stuff and she didn't craft stuff. But I think
it's fair. I feel like it's stuff you could skip.
Anyone who's played a fucking RPG knows that you don't get into every aspect. Name me a guy out there that played The Witcher 3 and actually got into alchemy.
Yeah.
Fucking there's
because you can
don't even.
and I think people are upset because like, oh, you're a reviewer, it's your job. But like, she's trying to play the game like any of us play the game.
Yeah.
You open up for the first time and you're not going to do every single thing.
Yeah, you're going to
like you're pushing in the blades, right?
Yeah.
When you play, I push into handguns right now.
Yeah, her job isn't to explore everything the game has to offer. Her job is to give a review based on the experience that she had.
Player experience. Yeah.
And her player experience didn't involve helping the cops. It didn't involve crafting. And personally, I started crafting in the front and realized I don't need it. It's kind of pointless. And I bought some respect tokens and I got rid of all of my shit in crafting.
Yeah.
And I put it somewhere else because to me it wasn't that useful. I haven't helped the cops one time because my character's on fuck the cops mode and that's how I'm playing it. But I haven't done that once.
I want the money.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'll do whatever.
That's a fair point. But I haven't helped the cops one time because I don't want to do that. And that's just how my character personally is playing the game. But I don't think she should have caught as much heat as she did for that review.
Absolutely not.
I think everyone's reviews are very valid, and you have some very solid ones, some very good ones. You have some more down ones, and I think most of the time it comes down to the bugs is where it tends to lean at. And other than that, I pretty much agree on that front. The bugs are pretty relentless, but in terms of the characters, they're great. I love all the characters. As I've got more into the game and I've gone through a ridiculous amount of side quests, the characters are so lovable, so unique, so themselves. They
feel,
fit
in their world.
Yes,
very good.
They feel like a part of the world, and that you have a connection with them, and through all the dialogue and through all the text messages and the phone calls and the quest lines that you do with them, they feel it feels like a good world, and they're good characters.
I agree with James here, where he's like, they play into their tropes so well that they're well written for being cyberpunk characters.
100%.
I don't love that style of genre, so like, I can understand that the characters are really good for what they're trying to be.
Yeah.
This may not be the game for you if you don't care for those tropes in this genre of video game, and that's usually what it comes down to, is like whether you enjoy these type of games. But it is very well done for what it's trying to be.
I 100% agree. And if you were the person who liked The Witcher 3's side quest style of side quests feeling like main quests right off the beginning, they're not going to feel that way. But once you get into Act 2, they're really going to start feeling that way. And this game is split up between side jobs and gigs. Gigs are more generic open world side quests that you would have. Kill this guy, steal this thing, save this person. And side jobs are more fleshed out. Can't believe this is a side quest type quests. And I'm really enjoying those. And there's a plethora of characters. There's a plethora of collectibles. So much stuff that you can do. So many options in the upgrade tree. I wish a respec was more readily available and you didn't have to pay $100,000 for it. But you can't really fully grasp what like your section of the game until you really flush it out. Like blades, I was like, these are okay. But now that my blade tree is full, I'm like, this is unreal. It's great.
Pistols are ridiculous.
Yeah, and for me, I'm just like, I'd rather not use this. I'd rather pull a blade out, and that's just because how I built my character that way. You know, regenerating stuff when I dodge, and more faster I'm moving, the more I'm slicing, the better I do. So you have a lot of options.
It feels a lot better the further you get into the game, I think.
100%. So. I've seen some good representation, some bad representation. In terms of like gender issues and racial issues.
Yeah.
But those are separate topics that I don't think we need to discuss here. But I am thoroughly enjoying the game, and I think
very good game.
If you liked The Witcher and you are into this cyberpunk aesthetic, I think you will also like it. But if you don't have next gen consoles, maybe wait. If you do have next gen consoles, get it now at your own risk.
Yeah.
Maybe wait until the next gen update comes out in March.
Not a skip at all, but definitely
not a
skip.
skip.
A wait.
Yep. A top 5 of games of the year. Maybe I'll have to wait till I finish the story to definitively say that. But currently it resides at number 3 on my GG. I could see it going down. I could see it going up a slot. But it remains to be seen. So before we get on to This Week in Gaming, we have one more news story, the Cyberpunk epilepsy fiasco. And I just wanted to talk about this because, frankly, I think it is bullshit. So
this is a beginning and an end.
Yep. So the Cyberpunk epilepsy fiasco. If you didn't know, earlier this week, Liana Rupert published an article in Game Informer titled Cyberpunk 2077 Epileptic PSA. And in this article, she went over the fact that during the braindance portions of Cyberpunk 2077, there were very aggressive epileptic triggers that resembled the real-life triggers doctors use for diagnostic purposes. This caused Liana to have an epileptic seizure, and she wanted to warn people about that. There is an epileptic warning at the very beginning of the game, but the reason she felt it necessary to highlight this is because it was very, very similar to what the doctors use to cause you to have a seizure, to diagnose you at the hospital. So you might
not even know, but it's
like... and she said it was very severe. And for some reason on the internet, because it's the internet, this was controversial and people felt the need to attack her. Forget the fact that the game wasn't even out yet, right?
Yeah, for real.
And they decided they wanted to go to bat against Liana Rupert for this thing. And frankly, I would just like to say that that's
and she
trash.
Even ended her article with, "This game's amazing."
Yeah, she said, "This game is great. I love this game." And she even says in the article, by no means is it on purpose. I believe it an unfortunate coincidence. Yeah. And somehow people took that as a personal attack and felt the need to send her tons of videos in her DMs of epileptic triggers to try to give her a seizure when she was just in her Twitter DMs, which that is unacceptable behavior to an extreme degree. Quite bullshit, frankly. That's, for lack of a better term, it's bullshit. And so this caused this big discussion around accessibility and epilepsy in gaming. With Cyberpunk.
And I understand some people get off to the idea of being an anti-social justice warrior, but this isn't even that kind of issue.
This is a literal health risk.
Literal trigger warning. This will actually cause you to have problems.
And people can lose things because your last seizure was so recent, you can get suspended driver's licenses and things like that. And this could fuck people up.
Yeah. And when you do stuff like this, it comes from a place of evil, malice. No tolerance for it at all.
In no world is it okay to send someone epileptic trigger videos in their DMs to try to get them to seize up. That's just so dumb.
And then it's in the name of defending a game you haven't even played. That's not even out.
Yeah,
that's so frustrating.
It's so stupid. But there was a positive resolution. Not 100% positive, but CD Projekt Red worked with Liana to fix the animation and roll out an update solving the issue. They rolled it out very quickly.
Yeah.
Within a day or two.
It came out yesterday, and the game came out couple days before.
Yeah, so just a couple of days later, they rolled this out and they said, "Hey, here it is. We worked with Liana on this," and Game Informer wrote an article thanking them, and then that caused the discussion of, why are we thanking them, or why are we pandering to a minor audience, and it's all dumb.
Can't just be a successful.
Can't be a victory. And Liana basically said, "Hey, I'm thanking them because most developers ignore this and they don't give me a phone call to say, hey, let's work on this together because we don't. Obviously, it was a lapse in our judgment because we don't understand. Yeah. And you are a person who understands. So work with us to fix this." And they fixed it. It's different. And so, that's where we're at. Frankly, don't ever send someone some shit like that.
Yeah, don't be a shithead.
Don't be an asshole on the internet, man. Life is too short to be so damn negative all the time.
Yeah.
I've said it once. I'll say it again.
Bring together people instead of tearing them apart.
100%. So that's it for the news this week. It was jam-packed 40 minutes later. Well, I guess it's more like 30-something minutes later.
Did you see there's a new Sonic animated show coming to Netflix?
Is there?
Yep.
Oh, no.
There's your weekly gaming and film.
Yeah, weekly gaming and film. There's also the whatchamacallit, the Oscar Isaac getting casted as Metal Gear Solid Snake. There's that. But on to This Week in Gaming. This is the section of the podcast where we highlight the historical releases. And you guessed it, This Week in Gaming. And December 13th, frankly, I got to preface this with, this is a bad week, but December 13th, Gris in 2018. That was the only thing I could find. It's a game.
That's a PAX game.
That's a PAX Line game. Very good game. Art style is great. It won Best Art Direction in 2018.
Couple hours long, right?
Yep, just a few hours. December 14th, nothing. Sorry. A lot of Japan releases. December 15th, Super Mario Run in 2016 on the phone.
Dude, I didn't even play this game.
I did.
As soon as I found out, you have to pay if you want to get past the first level. I was like, oh.
I paid. I just paid. It was fun. December 16th, you have Elite Dangerous in 2014. I know neither of us has played that, but it felt notable. But Subnautica in 2014.
Crazy those came out in the same year.
Yeah, that's a good-ass game. Subnautica's super good. If you haven't played
still
Subnautica yet,
popping.
yeah, if you haven't played Subnautica yet, get after it. December 17th. The reason I included this in here, Final Fantasy X came out in 2001. The 10th Final Fantasy came out in 2001.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Are you kidding me? What the hell, man?
They were pumping them out.
Now we're in 2020 and we're about to get 16.
No, we're about to get 7.
Huh?
Part 2.
Yeah, but also 16, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7-2. We're getting 7-2. We're back in time. And then MX versus ATV Untamed came out in 2007. You played this, right?
Of course.
Oh, you
What,
remember?
this is on PS2?
Yeah, remember the thing where you drive to the end of the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it would like launch you?
Yep.
Yeah.
It
was I called it the ghost wall.
Yep.
And you would hit it and it would launch you back across the map. Oh, I played that so
These
much.
games were great.
And December 18th and
terrible.
December 19th, nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
Not much for you there.
Rip.
Not much for you there.
What a week in gaming.
Now on to the game section. So
Oh god.
do you want to come up with something?
Do you want me to come up with the? You want to do the initials thing off
Nah,
the top of my head?
You need some prep for that. There's no
Okay.
way you could do this. But you can come up with a character for me to guess. We definitely should have played the initials game because Trey liked it very much.
Yeah, I forgot about it. I'll try and prepare something for next week.
That's what I didn't do it.
That is my bad.
I was going to tell you, but I just completely spaced on telling you.
I got one for you. We'll do character 20 questions.
Okay. Was this character featured in a game nominated at the Game Awards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's.
Is this character featured in a game nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards?
No.
No, not nominated for Game of the Year. Oh, so not Last of Us 2, not Doom Eternal, not Animal Crossing New Horizons, not Hades, not Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
Is that it? Just 5?
Nope. Did you say Ghost?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
So not that either. So let's go to
Ghost of
Tsushima. Let's go to is this a Nintendo game? The character in a Nintendo game?
No.
Okay.
Not Nintendo IP.
I guess I could have just asked about Origami King because that's the only other game that was at the. Okay.
Really? Damn,
yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo's slacking this year, bro. Slacking.
Well,
What
Smash was at the Game Awards.
was it? No,
Not
it wasn't.
nominated, but there.
What does that even mean? Okay, whatever. I meant okay. Nominated is what I meant.
Oh, well, your first question was this game
It-
off of the Game
I
Awards?
said, was this character in a game nominated at the Game Awards?
Oh yeah, you did say that. Well, my answer is still yes.
Okay.
Nothing changes. Move on.
Okay. So that's 3 or 4?
We're at 3.
Okay, so we're 3 questions deep here, and frankly, I have no fucking clue.
Just start asking questions, bro.
But what other categories were there? Soundtrack, that's relatively the same as Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Indie game, what else did we play besides Hades? Who knows?
Spiritfarer.
Spiritfarer, yeah, that's true. We did play Spiritfarer. It's a good game. It's a good game. I like it. Game about death. Sad game about death.
Thought it was about boats.
About what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Come on, you're only 3 in, dude.
I know. I'm only 3 questions in.
Just start balling out.
It's like I've my gas is to the pedal, and then my pedal being the metal, nothing's happening. Nothing, you know.
Yeah, I just see the gears in your head just stuck.
Okay, so this game wasn't a game. This character wasn't a game nominated at the Game Awards. But what are the other categories? Is this character featured in a game you've played in the last month?
Oh no. That's a good question. You think I've only played video games the past month?
No, I was trying to snipe Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
I was like, oh, Ivor, boom, there you go, roll on.
Haven't I already used Ivor?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought I did.
My memory.
Hmm.
My memories. So it's not in a game you played in the last month. Is this character in a game? I'm just kidding.
Ask it.
I'm just kidding. Dude,
Last
what
2
are the
months?
categories of the fucking Game Awards? Okay, action adventure game, but that's basically all the same games as Game of the Year besides Valhalla. And then, what are you doing?
Killing time, bro.
And then there's action adventure game, there's simulation game, there's indie game, there's.
Dude, come on. I'm
Is
trying
this
to talk to Spencer.
is this character typically exclusive to one of the big 3?
No.
Not? Okay.
5.
So it's not typically exclusive to one of the big 3 dudes. Fuck. I was really hoping that was.
Come
I was
on,
really
bro.
hoping that was a yes, man. Is this? Oh Jesus. Okay.
That eliminates so much, though.
Is this
Come on.
character featured in the indie section? Though?
No.
Who won at the Game Awards, man? What nominations? The Game
We didn't say
Awards?
one.
Yeah, but we said nominated.
Yeah.
Why are they all gone? When you really start to
Dude,
think about the
come
stuff,
on.
that shit just
You're
goes
gonna
away.
be livid.
Is this game?
Yeah. Mm.
Is this a game that's came out this year? Is this character
Maybe.
featured in a game that came out this year?
Nope. Maybe.
Character is not Is this Jesus? Okay. Has this character been rumored to come to Smash Bros?
By who?
The internet.
Am I part of the internet?
Has this character been rumored to come to Smash Bros?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Speculated or rumored? I don't know.
Speculated.
Yeah.
speculated.
Yeah. Sure. But which character hasn't at some point? You know?
Okay. Is this character cartoonish?
Yep.
How many am I at?
You really nailed it. 9.
Is
This
this
Smash character
is-
cartoon.
is this character part of one of the biggest video game franchises of all time?
Yes.
Is he a white guy?
Yep.
Does he carry a Scar H sometimes?
Yep.
Is it Jonesy?
Oh, you were so close. It was Gold Trooper.
Okay. Come on, dude. Jonesy is the only Fortnite guy I know.
It was Jonesy.
Okay, cool. We did it.
You really thought that hard about Jonesy.
Yeah, I did, man. I don't play Fortnite.
But you did.
I did at
And
one
we
point.
talk about it all the time.
But I didn't know that guy was Jonesy until recently, till like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people did.
That's it for game time.
Yep.
On to the reader mail section of the pod where you can get your questions, comments, and concerns read as well,
Reader
like the people on the
mail.
show, by sending an email in to syncedupod@gmail.com, just like Spencer Trevette did.
Do you think we missed any emails because people spell synced up pod wrong?
Maybe. It's sync, SYNCEDUPPOD @gmail.com. GMAIL.com.
Thank you.
Of course, in case you needed that. So Spencer Trevette writes in again. Of course, you know him, you love him. Super fan, Spencer Trevette.
When are
Hey,
we gonna
guys.
come up with a nickname for Spencer?
I don't know yet. First
Okay.
off,
Travago?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
just a company.
hey, guys. Hotel Travago.
Spencer.
Okay, I got to focus.
Sponsorship.
I gotta focus. Hey guys, first off, very hype. Congrats on pronouncing my last name correct on the first try. You are one of 2 people in my life who got it on their first try. Now, I would like to say, Spencer, I don't know how that's possible. It seemed very obvious to me, but maybe we're just gods. Second,
Nobody's pronounced mine right the first time.
I did.
No, you did not.
Yes, I
Because
did.
you probably heard it first.
Yeah, probably.
Anybody who's
No.
seen my name written down would never guess that's my last name. Yeah.
Clerk.
I say Clerk
Michael Clerk.
too.
Back to the email. Second, you asked me to send you my backlog list, so here it
Truly
is.
did.
It's very short. Yakuza Like a Dragon, Visage, Watch Dogs Legion, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've shortened it quite a bit to the ones I'm most looking forward to playing if I ever get around to them. And I forgot to mention I did get Hades on for Switch. Beat it 4 times now.
Dope.
Still an absolutely phenomenal game. My
True.
current console situation is the Switch, PS4, and my custom-built PC.
Mhm.
So, first off, Spencer, I would like to tell you, this is my own personal opinion. Take it at face value. Throw it away if you want. Take Watch Dogs Legion and remove it from your backlog list.
Amen.
I don't know if you've been on the YouTube channel to watch my Watch Dogs Legion impressions video, but I do not think that game is very good. Now, that's my own personal opinion. I know there's people out there that like it.
Screw Tim's opinion. Listen to mine. That game is dog. Get it out. He's boo boo.
So I think you should remove it. But out of this list of 4, I would say play Valhalla, man.
Either Valhalla or Yakuza.
It's those are two very topical games. Valhalla being more so topical than Yakuza, just
'Cause
because Yakuza is more niche. But
I know you don't have an Xbox, but maybe you could get Game Pass on the PC. But if you end up liking the Yakuza franchise, they're bringing so much to Game Pass. They're remastering like 3 through 6. I think like Yakuza 0 might already be on there. If you like that franchise, you can just get Game Pass and then
Get it on
keep
your
playing a
PC.
franchise you enjoy.
Get
So
your
that's
PC
also
Game Pass.
something to consider too.
I don't know if those are coming to Xbox Game Pass or just PC Game Pass,
I don't know.
or just Xbox.
I don't know. So
Hmm.
that's something you should look up
Mhm,
before
mhm.
committing. But Valhalla, I love it.
So do I.
I think it's a great game.
One of the best games of the year, in my opinion.
It was the first game I had played, and the new Assassin's Creed form. We've talked about that a lot. It was just really good. It's I don't know if it's my game of the year. No, Hades is my game of the year.
Yeah.
It might be number 2 or 3. I don't know. I have to think about it. Good.
Yeah, I would say pick Valhalla and then Yakuza. I've heard of Visage, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. So.
You can get plenty of time out of Valhalla too if you 100% it.
100%.
True.
So Trey Blackburn actually wrote in a response to you, Spencer Trevette, from last week, and I'm going to read it here because I thought it was pertinent. He said, I don't know if y'all want my input on this, but I generally play games much later than they come out simply because I don't have the drive to play most at that moment. I look for fun over quality ultimately. This year has been a bit different for me, but here are some tips I've had for the past few years. 1, find people to talk to about the game, people who love it. It was amazing talking to Jack, Tim, and Chance about Red Dead 2 during the experience, and it really kept me hype. Make a game log of games that look interesting. Just write them down in a journal with the release date or something. That's what I used to do, and it was a large factor into how and what order I play games in. On budgeting, most people don't need games day one. If you do, make sure it's a game you'll really sink your teeth into and enjoy. Check ratings, what fans think of the series, etc. Otherwise, you can probably get it 6 months later for 25 to 50% off. And in the Watch Dogs formula, 50% off like a week later. But, it's whatever. Ultimately, which helps for both budgeting and feeling up to date. Don't let the hype for a game drive your decision to get it.
True.
Being late to the game is fine, and most of the time you'll be able to enjoy the community aspects with people who very much enjoy the game. It'll be cheaper, and so long as you avoid spoilers, it will still feel like a fresh experience.
And it honestly might just be a better game by that point.
Maybe. I played Dark Souls with a mega fan years after it came out for cheap, and it's ultimately one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. I'm with him on this because I was with him in that group. But I wouldn't have had that same experience if I bought it for $60 day one. So if that was a little bit of insight for you, Trevette, from a third party, friend of the show, Trey Blackburn. You know him, you love him. He writes in all the time. I hope you can take that and do
really
something
good
with
advice
it.
there.
And it is some good advice for someone. Trey does not usually play games as they come out. He is a late to the party guy, and so he's very much in the same boat as you. He doesn't have a kid though, or has a kid coming, hopefully, or maybe not. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe not. Hopefully, maybe he wants. No, maybe he wants a kid, and I don't want to be offensive.
Oh, okay.
But I doubt he does. I'm just gonna be frank. So maybe you can take that and run with it, Spencer. One more email from Spencer. You know him, you love him. You got to have one in here. He frankly wrote in a bunch.
He gave us a backlog.
He gave us a backlog of emails to read, and we've seen them all. We've read them all. Thank you for writing them in. Keep them coming, Spencer, because we'll keep reading them.
Just know, we see them all, and I'd love to acknowledge them immediately, but I think it's more fun if we save it for the show.
Yeah.
Because then the ideas are fresh. We get to bounce off each other for the first time.
I seen your email talking about my music. I seen all of those emails, and we very much appreciate them. Thank you very much. But ayo again, Spencer from Wilson, North Carolina. I just recently got into mini esports watching to pass what little time I have. And one of the ones that really grabbed my attention was Counter-Strike Go. I've never played a single game of Counter-Strike Go, but the IEM Beijing... What?
I like how it says CSGO. You're pronouncing the Counter-Strike, but not the Global Offensive.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah, that's
it was throwing me off, sorry.
But the IEM Beijing just concluded, and I couldn't pull away from watching it. I usually keep it on for background noise while I grind, but this one was just too good not to fully watch. I was wondering if you guys watched any esports, and if so, what they would be. Any particular one that gets your blood pumping with all the action, favorite announcer, and maybe what you would watch for. Sorry for the long-winded email. Best, Spencer. Never apologize for the long-winded email. There was a lot more that I cut from this, but I think
he talked about Smash in this a little bit.
Yeah, he talked about the type of people he liked to watch and stuff like that. But we did see it.
I agree. I mean, we were watching esports literally an hour before. We were watching a new Smash Bros. documentary.
A documentary, yes.
I think I might watch a little more esports than you.
You would 100%. You 100% would.
Yeah.
So to speak on my little bit of it, announcers, I don't really care. Doesn't really matter to me. Could be anyone up there as long as they're entertaining, as long as they're shoutcasting to a degree. Go for it. Put anyone up there. Doesn't matter to me. But esports that I watch, I used to watch Smash tournaments all the time, but now that they've gone weird and online, it's not really the same anymore. So once COVID goes away and things get back to normal, I might watch some more esports again. But there's nothing really that I like to watch out there besides Smash. And we did watch Tekken 7, but that's because it was during EVO, and there was a redemption arc of a country, Pakistan, I think.
EVO is kind of an exception because it is like the best of the best.
Yeah.
At each game, I usually don't care about fighters' competitive scene, but getting to watch the best perform, it's always exhilarating.
Sonic Fox up there going ham and the like. It's cool to see. And typically I do keep it on as background noise, though that Tekken 7 stuff was very intense because it was a underdog story, and he came back and he beat the guy who was always the champion. It was cool. It was cool. But typically just Smash. Sometimes Melee, mainly the top threes in Melee, but mostly Ultimate.
Comes down to what you understand. It's kind of hard to get into a esport that you just don't understand the game.
Yeah, and there's some esports that do a good job of trying to onboard players. CS:GO is pretty good about that.
Yeah.
The Overwatch League is a pinnacle in trying to do that. And
something like League is a bit harder if you don't like already know and understand the game. Because at least things like CS:GO, it's like very clear cut. Plant the bomb or kill everybody.
Yeah.
Like very simple objective.
Fighting games, it's this guy has this much health, this guy gets this much health, and they just gotta beat each other's ass.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm a huge Twitch guy.
100%.
So I end up watching esports a lot of the time.
When I lived with you at the apartment, Twitch was on one of your devices 24/7.
Yep.
Whether it was a computer
Constantly.
or phone or something.
And so my big one is Smash 2. I follow the Smash scene for a long time. I Melee not as much, but still, I think I have a lot of knowledge on the community at least.
Yeah, me too.
My Twitter is packed full of Smash commentators, players. I mean, there was a cleansing a couple months ago.
Yeah,
but there's still a lot of people on there. My favorites are I love EE.
Kids, everyone.
EE is great. TK is great, and Coney are probably my top 3 commentators. And then I just love esports. Watching these top competitors perform, getting behind someone like Dark Wizzy, who's like a top 30 player. Yeah. But anytime you see him in the top 10, it's just so much more exhilarating.
So intense,
because he's competing against the top players.
I love that guy. He also plays in Mario, which is not the best player.
Watching MKLeo perform is amazing because he's just straight up a god. And I think it comes from we know what's happening.
Yeah,
that's why we're able to enjoy it so much more.
We're in that.
Yeah, we're 2-2 Andes, but we can still play the game. I love it. What else did you say here? Favorite announcer? Any particular? Get your blood pun? Yeah, Smash. Yep, I think we covered it.
Yeah. TK. EE, but
those are really the only ones you're allowed to say anymore.
Yeah, pretty much everyone else is controversial in the Smash community. Yep. It's a whole ordeal.
It's an
ordeal. We talked about it.
We
stand
ago. Dark Wizzy.
We do stand Dark Wizzy. We stand people who are unproblematic. We stand inclusivity.
Not even that. People who
stand a lot of things.
Look to provide a solution.
But now that we're at the end of the show, do I want to give out a copy of Cyberpunk 2077 in some way, shape, or form on this show?
Well, you just said it.
Now I have to, but how do I want to do it? Do I want to do like best email write-in? Do I want to be like, go to my Twitter and follow me?
You could do Twitter follow retweet thing.
I could do that, but I don't know. What should I do? Next week.
Because I want it to be more, I don't want some random
what's the date?
Twitter Andy to get it.
Today's the 13th. Today's the 13th.
Yes.
Okay, so we have one more episode before Christmas. Next week. Maybe I'll get it on the 27th. Next week, I'm going to read emails as per usual. Should I do best email? That seems pretty good.
No, don't do best email.
Yeah, I know, but it's 100%. It's up to me regardless. I could just give it to Spencer because I feel like it. Could do whatever I want with this copy of Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, I think you just invite everyone to email in, and then we can just randomly select someone from the people we email in. That way, it's not like random Twitter people, but it's people who already watch the show.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like,
don't do best email though.
Well, but if it's like really good email, it's like, damn, this is the person.
Yeah.
Okay. But also, I don't want like Isaiah emailing in. You know, like
I guess say you're excluded.
I guess it's fair, but I don't want like. It seems a little busted for me to just hand it to my homie.
Yeah.
You know. But
just take them out.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can email in, but
just write into the show. We'll do something next week revolving around an email.
Yeah, if you
that will result in someone winning a copy of Cyberpunk 2077 on your desired platform, whether that's PC, whether it's Xbox, whether it's PlayStation. I will buy
Stadia.
a code. And now it has to be digital. I can't ship it to you. I'm sorry. But I will get you a digital code to Cyberpunk 2077 on whatever your preferred platform is. So write in next week. I assume Spencer will be in the running. I assume Trey already has a copy, so he doesn't need it. But I assume Spencer will be in the running. And Spencer writes in all the time.
Fielding.
Hey, you might write in again. Lyle wrote in.
Lyle
can write in.
Now's the time.
Now's the time to write in again. Anyone who hasn't wrote in yet, synceduppod@gmail.com. You can write in and have a chance to win a copy of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, it won't get to you by Christmas. Well, I guess it could if it's a digital code. Don't worry about it. I'll get you a digital code to Cyberpunk 2077. whoever it may be. We'll figure out what we're going to do. Best email, random email. I don't know what we're going to do. But write in, and that is how you will get your shot at winning a copy of Cyberpunk 2077.
I feel like they
in
should
the name of
put
Christmas.
at least one thing in their email. Like they should answer a question. What do you want the question to be?
To show that they made it this far in the show, say, just write in, and at the very end, say, what should they say? It's dumb. What's stupid? Don't say that.
Not babushka.
Say.
I've been thinking about babushka for the past 30 seconds. Shout out to Valk.
Say. Think. No.
Boo boo.
Say, this podcast is boo boo at the end of your email.
Yep.
That way you can, if you think our podcast is boo boo, shit on it, but we would never know because we think it's for this. So
it's
say
a win-win.
that. So say this podcast is boo boo. That's how I know you made it to the end. If no one writes in with that, I just don't got to buy anyone a copy of Cyberpunk 2077.
Nice.
And that's a $60 saved for me, baby.
Until Trey.
Yeah, until Trey. But that's it for this episode of the Synced Up Podcast. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Again, we appreciate each and every single one of you.
Spreading the news. You keep going.
We appreciate each and every single one of you people who watch and listen or watch and listen. Doesn't matter, to the show every single week. It really makes our weeks. It really makes our days, seeing emails get wrote in. It really makes our days, seeing how many likes the episodes get, see how many downloads they get on the audio version. All of this stuff is super cool, and we're just now starting to get a lot more traction on the audio versions. So roughly 100 to 150 people listen to the show every week, and it warms my heart. But thank you very much for doing that. Share us with your friends. If you're on Apple Podcasts, review us, rate us. If you're on Spotify, hit the like button or whatever it is over there. I don't know. Do whatever it is you got to do on your preferred service. Like button, comment, subscribe, review, rate, download. Whatever it is, do that because it helps us so very much. But until then, we will see y'all next week at 7 a.m.
Bye.
Goodbye.